Wadsworth Public Library friends, I'm Mrs. Tenney, and today's program is Let's Visit the Amazon Rainforest. And this is the first in our program series that will take place throughout the summer, and we will try to have them about once a week. And we will also have these programs in person. So please check the wadsworthlibrary.com website to our calendar of events and check out these programs. And the virtual programs as well as the in-person programs do require registration. So we ask that you go onto our website and click a time that you would like to sign up to go to the in-person programming. But for this one, since it's our first one, you're not aware of what's going on yet. So let's start with it. Let's explore the Amazon rainforest. And first I'm going to read a story, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the layers of the rainforest, and then demonstrate how to do a couple crafts. And like I said, even though it'll be kind of late for this one, just know for the future programs of the other things we're doing with China and Philippines and Australia, the other programs we're doing, you can sign up to come to these programs in person as well. Okay, so I'm going to start reading this story, and it's actually a picture book, but I'm going to read a little bit of facts in the back of this book about the Amazon rainforest for you, okay? And this one's called We're Roaming in the Rainforest, an Amazon Adventure by Laura Krebs, and the publisher is Barefoot Books. Okay? Rainforest Sunrise, the dark fades away, and everyone eagerly greets the new day. Take a look at these pictures. They're very colorful. Fly, squawk the parrots. From branches and twigs, we'll swoop down to breakfast on ripe, juicy figs. Jump, chatter monkeys, or swing if you dare. We'll hang by our tails and then leap through the air. Snooze, yawn the sloths, all ready to doze. We'll nap in the trees and we'll cling by our toes. Swim, gurgle, pink river dolphins with pride. We'll nuzzle our calves while we swim side by side. Sip, murmur butterflies, high in the sky. We'll lunch upon nectar as we flutter by. Watch, snap the caimans with wide awake eyes. We'll offer our prey an unwelcome surprise. Hide, croak the colorful poison dart frogs. We'll burrow down under the moss-covered logs. March, order the leafcutter ants on parade. We'll bury our cuttings in gardens we made. Spin, hum the spiders, perfecting a snare. We'll capture our supper. Would you like to share? Scoop, hiss the geckos and lizard and snake. We'll skitter and scamper and slither and shake. Crouch, growl the jaguars as dusk closes in. We'll hide until dark when our hunt can begin. Hush, whisper otters to pups in a heap. We'll cuddle together till we fall asleep. Rainforest sunset, the moon's on the rise, and everyone listens to night lullabies. So if you look from this side to this side of the book, you'll see that we went through all of those animals, and they're pretty much all on that last page, except for the animals in the water. Okay, so I'm going to read this last little part just to give us some information about the Amazon rainforest. But if you look at this map while I'm reading, it'll help too. It might be a little bit too far away, but this book you can check out at the library as well. But you'll see the Amazon River. Look, you thought times you think rivers run up north and south, maybe like in the United States, the Mississippi River, which is one of the longest rivers in our country. It runs north and south. But look at this Amazon River. It runs this way. It runs from west to east. It actually starts up here, and it actually exits out over here. Okay, it actually starts in the Andes Mountains, okay, which is all the way over here. There's no place in the world quite like the Amazon rainforest of South America. Most of the Amazon rainforest is in Brazil, and Brazil is in this area, okay, over here. It says Brazil down here, but actually it's, it's in that area. It just labels the Amazon rainforest here, okay. But it spreads into Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Bolivia. So it's in all those places, okay? It covers all of that, all right? It is the largest tropical rainforest on Earth and a home to many, many plants, animals, and people. a very important part of our ecosystem. The rainforest contains trees and plants that help us breathe by changing carbon dioxide into oxygen. For this reason, the rainforest is often called the lungs of our planet. The Amazon River is the most extensive river system in the world, beginning as a trickle in the Andes Mountains of Peru, way up here, okay? It travels more than 4,000 miles across Brazil to the Atlantic Ocean. Its rivers, streams, and tributaries are branches of a river. They flow through Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, and the three Guianas. The Amazon River provides 2/3 of the Earth's fresh water, and beneath its surface live more than 2,000 kinds of fish. Nearly 500,000 species of plants have been recorded in the Amazon rainforest. 1/5 of the world's birds and hundreds of mammals and more than 1,000 varieties of frogs and an amazing number of reptiles and insects are found there. Scientists believe that even more plants and animals are yet to be discovered. People have lived in the rainforest for thousands of years, sometimes along the river and sometimes deep in the jungle. When plants, animals, and people live in balance with one another, the rainforest thrives. So you can see here, just kind of look at that map. So in your packet, there actually is a map in there. It's real small, but I left the websites in there so you could go and explore a little bit more. So if you look behind me, there's several books about the rainforest in South America. Okay, lots of books. So we have lots of books on rainforest animals, South America, the country of Brazil. So come on in the library and you can check out fiction stories about it, stories that take place in that setting, but they're fictionalized. Or we have lots of nonfiction books on the Amazon rainforest, and hope you'll come in the library and check those out this summer and expand your knowledge of that country and of that continent. All right, so I'm going to show you a few crafts, but before I do that, I thought I'd bring this in. I made this morning, actually. It's called Brazilian cheese bread, or pão de queijo. I probably pronounced it wrong, but that's okay. It's a very simple recipe, and actually I provided a picture of it in your packet so you'd know what to call it when you type it in. And if you just type that in, Brazilian cheese bread, into any search engine online, or you can even come into the library and we'll help you find it, you could make this easy recipe at home with help from a parent. And all it is you have eggs and oil, milk, flour, and actually calls for tapioca flour, and salt and some cheese. So it's a very easy recipe. And I think the tapioca flour makes it a little bit lighter, a little bit puffier, but these are very good. I already tried them. So I just thought you'd see what they look like. This is a popular food made in Brazil. Okay, not in the Amazon rainforest, but in Brazil, this is a popular food made. Okay, so I thought I'd show you that. But it's a very simple recipe, and hopefully you'll try it. All right, so in your packet, you will see that we listed books, and I listed creatures of the rainforest, just a good handful of things that you could, or animals and different, insects and things that you can come. And I have the list in here so that you can go to the shelves and look for those animals or insects or whatever that live in the rainforest, okay? Two major landmarks that are in South America in general is Machu Picchu. And I'd like you to maybe come in here and find some books on that. It's an amazing place in the Andes Mountains. And so hopefully you'll come in and find, I have lots of facts on here, okay? And then I have different, actually Portuguese. I have a little list of words that are in Portuguese. And most of South America speaks Spanish or derivation. But in Brazil, they actually speak Portuguese mainly. But there's other languages spoken as well. But the main language is Portuguese. So I listed some of those words that maybe you could practice. And that'd be kind of fun. And also on this, you'll see, I give step-by-step instructions on how to make the two crafts that are in your packet. Okay? So in that as well are the layers of the rainforest. Okay? So there's this sheet. Color this in. All right? And in the packet, it actually has what each layer is called and where, let's see, all these animals live. So you cut out the animals, you color the sheet like we said first, you cut out the animal, and you try to label it where it belongs in the layers of the rainforest, okay? And the explanation is on the back, but look at that last. Try to do it, just by putting them into the right category and the right spot first, and then you can check your answers on the back of that coloring page, okay? It is in there to kind of help you out a little bit. All right, so now we're towards the end here, and I'm going to show you real quickly what's in here so you know how to make this easy craft, okay? All right, so the first one is this Sloth handprint, and there's a brown piece of paper in your packet. You put your hand down, and you have someone trace it, or you trace all the way around your hand, and then you cut out your hand. Then there should be a little corner of this piece of paper left, okay? There is a template. You cut this out, okay? And you trace that on the very corner of this brown piece of paper, and that gives you the sloth head. And then all the other pieces are on this, okay? You cut all those pieces out, and you can see very easily, you'll see how he goes together, all right? You cut everything out, and you paste them all onto the blue piece of paper. And then you have your little sloth picture, okay? That's pretty easy. And then this one is our python, okay? And I just chose green paper because it's nice and bright. But most pythons are not this color, but you can make it whatever kind of snake you want to make it. There's lots of snakes that live in the rainforest, okay? So I'm going to show you the picture, but I'm only going to show you a few things on how to get him together. There's all these strips, okay? And if you've ever made a paper chain, usually the strips are a little bit longer, but for these, we want them tighter. Do you see how he's a little bit shorter? And you're going to take these, and everybody knows how to make a paper chain, right? You just glue the end, and you start with that. And then you take another one, and you push it through, and then you glue that one. And you keep going till you get them like this. You see that? You just keep going. You see how tight that is? And they're real thick. You're going to make that all the way this way. But before you put all those together, take a marker. It doesn't have to be black. You can use any color. And you see how we drew all kinds of things on this python? Just markings. You could do it after, but it's a little more challenging. So just take some time and draw some random lines on these pieces of paper. And then there's two other pieces of paper in your packet. One is the head, and you'll see it's more rounded, and then one's the tail, it's pointed, and that's where we see. You see this side? See how this one's more rounded? Okay? So draw a face on your snake, and then draw all over his body. And you can draw on the tail. You see this? Draw on this part, draw the tail. And then I'm going to have you make your own tongue for the snake, okay? Draw that, and then you paste that on his head. And then there are two eyeballs, and you put those on your snake, okay? And then once you get that all together, you've got all these pieces together, you're ready to attach it. And for the head, you do the same thing you do with every other one of these. You just wrap it around, but you leave a little bit more out this way. Do you see this? You wrap it around so his head comes out like this. You see that? You're just gluing the whole thing, but leave yourself a little spot for his head. Then on the tail end, the same thing. Wrap it around, but leave a little bit for the tail. Do you see that? That's pretty easy, right? So there's enough pieces for you to make a snake about this long. All right, so those are two pretty, I think, fairly easy crafts, but if you need help, you can always ask an adult or an older sibling, an older brother or sister to help you out with that. Okay, so that's what we have for you today for Let's Explore the Amazon Rainforest. Hopefully we will see you this summer. We have lots of programs and things going on this summer, and we'd love to see your smiling faces at the library this summer. Have a great day.